works really well for quite a few things here. Guys, just listen for a second. Thank you. Okay, so off of the Americana, when I get to here, as soon as that hand starts sliding up, Jay starts straightening his arm out and doing this sort of thing. So from here I can get into the head and arm position, or at least the start, just by dragging the elbow across and then sticking my ear behind. This hand then has to go underneath, to start the actual submission, the position for the submission. If I'm going for a cross choke, I go in, Jay starts defending, I might start switching to a head and arm from this position if I don't feel I can get on the inside or I'm a little bit worried off. I just really like head and arm maybe. Okay, I'm going to push the elbow across, drop the ear, and then come across, in, and I'm in the same position again. Okay. The other thing which we looked at as well was the thing walk. When we're in mount position, so we're really struggling to do anything. He's keeping his hands nice and deep. He might even be crossing his hands. So when he crosses his hands in this position, we'll look at this when we do defence. Like that is super hard to get a grip on the collar. So collar grip's really difficult. And he also kind of gives me only one option to attack for an Americana to grab hand down, which gives him the ability to bait me. So I go here, he might start grabbing this elbow and start doing something, trap and roll or whatever. Just from that cross grip. So if he goes into cross grip, for instance, this is where I might opt to go into the thing walk. Everyone knows who Thing is now because of the new Addams Family on Netflix. Okay, so I've got to feel his old. Here, always goes behind the arm. Even if the elbow's super high like this, I'm not worried about it at the moment. The next thing I need to do is just make sure I get this hand underneath. I can always adjust, so I can always bring my head up and kind of wiggle that arm through a little bit. We're just going to get into that position, so it's up to you. You can go through all of them. So you start straightening the arm up, arm drag in, through, round, quick. Try and go into cross choke, push across, in, through, do that here, and then into the thing walk and do the same. So maybe practice all the entries, and then you've always got the guys who's on there. Oh, it's MMA or something striking out, strap punch. So from here, we've got the same sort of entry as well. Okay, so go into the entries and then we'll look at how we actually finish the head and arm in a second. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So we've got like a few entries now, but the entries do give us different problems. So let's just kind of focus on kind of getting into the position by itself and not off of a technique, because that'll teach us where we need to be. Okay, so I'm going to put left arm out back ahead, and I'm just going to push the elbow across. Now I want it more over his kind of mouth and nose as opposed to his forehead. If he goes over his forehead, it does make it much harder to get the choke. So like over here, works a lot better, I think. Okay, and it's definitely possible to get this position from mount without kind of too much of imagination. The key is I need to make sure that this elbow can't go back. Okay, that's kind of the key thing. If the elbow can go back, then I have to reset and go again. We've got options now. Okay, so push that across his face. Ear goes behind the arm, but you see I'm looking in towards his ear and up. What I'm not doing is put my ear here and then looking down. Because now there's a gap, we can kind of roll that elbow over the top of my head, which means that I have to kind of adjust what I'm doing. Okay? So even if the hand doesn't go around the back of the head at the start, it's okay, we can adjust that quite easily. But this battle here, this is the one where we need to make sure we keep control of the arm and he doesn't have the ability to bring this elbow back. Okay? So my ear, tucking in and I'm looking in. Alright? If I haven't got my hands underneath the back of his head, it's easy adjustment, but it's not take your head away. Okay, so I'm using this, I'm just going to take the hand underneath. So I'm kind of using his arm to kind of lift his head up a little bit. Doesn't always work, but this can be a nice adjustment if the elbow's a little too high. So if the elbow's a little bit too high, I can use my head to bring it in so it's now over the face as opposed to his forehead. Okay? This is my preference, I'll show you both. But I like the arm that's going underneath the head to be face down. Okay? This hand is going to go face up and we end up creating a gable grip. Okay? So thumbs together into a gable grip. Now the first thing that I probably need to do is take away the space on the other side. Alright, so I'm going to do a little bit of a circle. Yeah, you see how my head's always there, but I'm taking away that space on the other side. From here I'm going to dismount. Now, a couple of different things to think about. Sometimes, yeah, his butt's going to be in the way, his feet are going to be kind of trying to trap and roll and all this kind of stuff. Might need to clear the feet, and then I'm going to dismount and drop my hip as quickly as possible. Drop your hip backwards though, and this will help with the choke a little bit. Okay, so let's just get into that position and we'll look at the finish. So, everybody's already got to here. We now know the importance of the ear, yeah, making sure that you can't bring the elbow back. I can use it to lift, get into this position. I'm going to circle, dismount, and drop my hips. But my head is always going in towards his head and his arm. Alright? Let's give it a go and see how we get on, guys, and then I'll come around and adjust. On 3, 1, 2, 3. The focus and the squeeze comes from where it's wrapped around. Okay? So, like, all the tension and everything is what's being wrapped around, not down here. Okay, so when you're choking someone, like, try and keep everything relaxed, but control and squeeze where you're trying to choke the person. Okay? So, and I think a lot of us are getting this already, but we're kind of focusing the squeeze in different areas. So when I get the arm across and I get underneath, now at the moment Jay's kind of shoulders in the way a little bit. So when I get the grip, I'm just going to squeeze and kind of roll my shoulder up a little bit and then slowly take the space away. Okay, so when I can feel it, kind of the chin's lifted up a little bit, it's only then I dismount. Okay, if Jay's got his face in the way and I can feel the bony bit, his nose cartilage scrunching and stuff like that, yeah, I don't dismount because there's too much of a gap. Okay, I want to make sure that I'm wrapped underneath. Now I can feel that chin up. Okay, so now I take the space away, then I dismount, everything's relaxed, and I just squeeze. So I circle in and squeeze. Okay, so I'm not doing anything else other than making sure that my ear's tucked in and I'm taking the space from where his neck is. Okay, and the circle is that. Okay, so we're trying to wrap around the neck. So like you saw with the belt, yeah, we wrap around, don't we? Okay, but we make sure it's around the neck, not on the chin, not on the nose. You know, stuff like that can make people tap, but also sends us into hospital with a broken nose. Yeah, get round the neck, keep everything nice and tight, make sure the C is tucked in, yeah, and then close the airway. Yeah, so reduce the space around the neck. Okay, last couple of goes. We're probably going to do this again on Tuesday, just as a recap, and then we'll move on to a different position. Have a go. 1, 2, 3.